Hello, hello, hello. Hey, what's up and hello? Make sure people get their notifications. Hey, Yuli. Hey, girl. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hope everyone is having a great day, great evening. All right, let me know if you guys. Hey, Nene, can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. All right. All right, waiting for people to get their notifications. What's up, y'all? How was your day? Hope you guys had a good day. Wasn't as hot today as it normally is out here, so I was definitely happy about that. Can turn off my AC. Hey, Antoinette. Did you guys get the notification? Hey, Coco. Did you guys get it? Hey, Belle. All right, so I'm assuming because there's a couple of people, you guys, hey, Elle, you guys got the notification. Can we believe all this Lizzo stuff? Child, yeah, we about to talk about it. It's a lot. It's a lot. Elle, you didn't get the notification? Okay, so Coco got it, Belle got it. Elle, you said you didn't get it. Did you hit the notification button on my channel? Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And not really a recap of the actual lawsuit itself because it's like over, I think, like 40 pages. How many of you guys heard the interview from the dancers at CBS? Did you guys actually listen to the dancers interview with CBS? Let me know if you did, yes or no. If not, I'll play it and we can talk about that as well. But yeah, we're gonna get into some things. I don't know what to think either. So that's why I waited for a minute because I'm trying to hold my judgment. I've heard it with CBS, CNN. Okay, so no, yes, I saw it this morning. Belle says she saw it. Okay. I might just play it for Elle, but it's a lot, damn it. It really, it really is not the whole thing. Okay, you know what? I'll play it. So we all know there is a lawsuit going on with Lizzo. Okay, big lawsuit in regards to 3 of her backup dancers, her background dancers. And so it's a lot. And what I find interesting about it is they're claiming allegations from Lizzo and Lizzo's dance team captain, but total opposite allegations. One, the dance captain is completely like religious to the point where it almost sounds like they're trying to say she's cult, like on a cult type of religious tip. And then you have Lizzo on the opposite end that apparently is so free with her sexuality that she's allegedly forcing people to do things that they just feel uncomfortable with. So it's like one who's crazy religious and the other one who's crazy on the freaky tail side. You know what I mean? So it's like total opposites, which is interesting because I'm like, if Lizzo is so free with her sexuality, how in the heck does she have this dance captain as her captain if she's that religious? Am I making sense? Like, I'm just like, how does that even happen? Especially when every time we see Lizzo in the camera, she got a thong up her butt and she twerking. You know what I mean? Like just total opposite. And that threw me off. I was just like, huh? How do you have a dance captain that's so religious? And then you have the star, the celebrity who's like, let's go to Amsterdam and have freaky tails with bananas and shit. It just didn't make any sense. So I was just like, okay, that's weird. But again, we're going to get into this. Hey, Yuli, we're going to get into this actual interview with two of the girls. Now, only two of the girls is speaking out. Now, these are the two girls who got fired. Okay. There's three girls. And from my understanding, the other girl who's not showing herself, from my understanding, she resigned. She did not get fired. But these two girls got fired. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go over this. Elle said you didn't hear it, and Nene said, I think you said you didn't hear all of it. So we're gonna listen to it, and then I'm gonna stop it, of course, in between and give feedback or my opinion on the situation. So let's go.
We'll track the price of your flight.
Sorry, you know how these ads are. These ads, child. Even the big stations got these ads. Okay.
Grammy winner Lizzo is facing some legal troubles. 3 of her former dancers have filed a lawsuit accusing the singer of sexual harassment and racial discrimination, along with creating a hostile work environment. CBS News has reached out to Lizzo's team, but we've yet to receive a response.
So joining us now are 2 of the plaintiffs in that suit, Ariana Davis and Crystal Williams. Ladies, thanks for joining us. Reading some of the things in the lawsuit, I mean, it is really disturbing and I think rather shocking. You guys say that the dancers were not treated the same as other staff and crew. Ariana, can you sort of give me a sense of how things were different for the dancers?
I just think that the standard for dancers in this camp was very much more stringent and more strict. Things that, the other cast members could do and, get away with, essentially, the dancers were not allowed to engage in any of that activity. In terms of like the false allegations that they had brought forth to us when we were on tour about us drinking before shows and things like that. That was never the case. In fact, alcohol was never even allowed in our dressing room or on our rider, which is the food and drinks provided to us. So it was like literally impossible for us to even do that, but yet we were the ones who were blamed for drinking on the job. It was stated to us by, Lizzo that she was like, it doesn't matter if I'm doing it. It doesn't matter if the band or anyone else is doing it. It's like, you guys can't do it.
Okay, let me pause right there. As a former dancer and as a former plus size dancer, what she is saying is accurate, but that's the norm. The dancers typically are more strict as far as their restrictions are concerned. Why? Because you are dancing on that stage for at least an hour or more. That's why if you notice, people who go on tour, dancers who go on tours, they get skinnier, they get more fit because they have to be strict as far as what they put in their bodies, because that does sometimes affect how you are moving on stage. So yes, that is normal. That's normal. Hell, that was normal just on our every Saturday when we had dance rehearsals. But when it was competition time and stuff like that, absolutely. You had to have more vegetables, fruit, water, all of that stuff. So what she's saying there, I mean, that's normal. That is definitely normal. Now, I don't know if she comes from a dance background, because from my understanding, these girls, they were on the Watch Out for the Big Girls reality show that she did. There are some people who are just natural dancers and they, just know how to dance. And then some people who were classically trained to dance, the ballet, the tap, and all of that stuff. If she came from that background being trained, she would probably know that. But I don't know her background. But let's continue.
When I hear, because you guys were let go, you're saying that, the reasons why you were let go, you believe were false. Why do you think you were let go?
For me personally, we did have a meeting, the one that Ari was speaking of, with her mentioning the allegations of us drinking before shows. And in that particular meeting, I did ask to speak, in which I informed her and let her know that us drinking before shows was never the case, and that we would never want to put her, the show, or ourselves or our jobs in jeopardy. To which she kind of just blew it off and said, okay, well, if you're not drinking befores, well, then good for you. You still aren't performing the way that y'all need to, and people are probably saying that because of how you're performing. So, and then days later, I was let go in a hotel lobby. So,
dang on ads. Okay, so here's the thing. So let them tell it, and I saw another interview with them. Apparently, Lizzo's team went back to Lizzo or whomever and said that those two particular girls, I guess, was drinking before performances. Okay, now they told, I guess, Lizzo and them that it wasn't true, but they still was fired or let go. Now, my thing is, if it was the team, it's not Lizzo. Like, who said that? Because apparently, let them tell it, someone from the team told Lizzo that they were drinking. So who's really after you? Is it people from her team who was in her ear, or was it Lizzo? Now, y'all let me know, based on what you guys have heard, word on the curb, on the street, if that is the case, that they said someone from the team told Lizzo that they were drinking and they had a meeting and it was addressed. Did you guys hear that? Because my thing is, if it's someone from the team, that's not Lizzo. Lizzo may have addressed it once she heard about it, but it sounds like there's a lot of sneaky, shady stuff going on in her team as well. Y'all let me know. If they're fired, then is this just revenge or retaliation? Here, look, here, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying they think this is revenge and retaliation. The sad part about it is we don't know. Okay, so Nina, you said that's what you heard too. Yeah, they said, at least from what I heard, they said someone from the team. They didn't, and once Lizzo heard it from the team, she approached them about it. So again, I don't know, but we're going to continue and we're going to hear this out. So apparently they got fired because of them apparently or allegedly drinking on the job, especially right before performances, allegedly.
It is a lawsuit names Lizzo, her touring company, and her former creative director, Charlene Quigley. Outside of the claims against Lizzo specifically, do you think she was aware of the sexual harassment you say you experienced from Quigley?
I think in a way, Lizzo definitely knew that Charlene was a very outwardly religious person, which is not a problem. It's just when you try to force that onto other people and then in turn make some kind of like strange sexual, it's just a sexually charged situation. And I'm not sure if she was fully aware of that, because I don't really think she tried her best to keep tabs on everything that we were going through and, dealing with. But I do know that she knew that, that Charlene was very, very adamant about sharing her faith in the workplace.
So I just want to sort of point out something.
Okay, so you knew that she was adamant about sharing it, but you didn't necessarily know if Lizzo was aware that she was kind of, I guess, allegedly harassing them about her religion and trying to force it upon them. Is that what she's saying? Because she's saying she knew she was religious, but she didn't necessarily know if she actually knew how bad it was behind the scenes. Is that what I'm hearing? Let me know. You don't want dancers drinking before a show, but as many concerts I've been, yeah, you can't even really eat before a show. You got to eat a couple of hours at least before a show because you can get sick. So this girl was religious. Why is she dancing? And that's another thing too. And it's not like they had like these very, like, they had risque dance moves. I mean, popping their butts, twerking and everything else. That's not religious. That's not religious. Now again, a lot of people will do what they need to do for a coin sometimes. But yeah, the dance moves that Lizzo and stuff had, that's all they did was twerk. I mean, literally, she twerked with her flute all the time. So, yeah, valid point, Coco. Valid point. So, and here's the thing, again, not taking sides. I'm just hearing what everything they're
Some of the
saying.
specifics in your lawsuit in regards to what you're talking about. You said you're alleging that Quigley was pushing her religious beliefs on the dancers, and then was sort of critical of dancers who didn't kind of believe what she believed. But I think kind of some of the more disturbing allegations has to do with sort of a night of partying in Amsterdam, where the allegation is that some of the dancers were pressured into touching a nude performer. Amsterdam has a red light district that's legal, but that the dancers were made to feel very uncomfortable and participate in ways that they did not want to do. So I'm going to sort of reiterate Ed's question. These are allegations that really the direct question is, did Lizzo know about this behavior that you're alleging?
Well, Lizzo was a participant in Lizzo is the reason that I specifically was pressured to touch a new performer. She singled me out at the club that I didn't want to be at, but was told I couldn't really back out since I already said I was going before I knew what it really was. Once I had time to research it, me and Noel Rodriguez also we figured out what it was, and we're like, okay, maybe we should not go. This is a little weird. But then we were told that a head count was already sent, a list was already sent, so she knows who's coming. And at that time, we had already been kind of fearing for our jobs and being ostracized. So it's an understanding in the camp that if you don't really participate and try to get in with Lizzo, you won't be booked on as many jobs. She won't like you as much. It just, you'll be ostracized later. So we stayed in the corner. We talked to each other the whole time. We tried to ignore, what was happening. A lot of crazy things were happening. And after a lot of explicit things went on, Lizzo kind of saw me, singled me out. She was kind of going around like inviting people to touch the nude performers. And I guess it was my turn. And she started a chant. She was like, "Oh, Ari, it's your turn to do it." And I was like, "No, I'm okay." She was like, "No, come on, do it." And I said no again. And then she said, "Ari, Ari." And then everyone kind of in the club joins in and they're like, "Ari, Ari." So of course, like, I had to do it because I couldn't like get out of that situation. So I briefly, touched, and everyone started laughing. It was funny to them because me, of all people, they see me as like a very, modest or, that kind of person. So me, of all people, touching a nude person is like hilarious.
And how were you feeling at the time?
I was mortified. I even remember like trying to cope with how awkward I felt by like making a joke about like the lotion that the nude performer was wearing. Like I don't even know. I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of like laughed it off. And unfortunately I left soon after that, with Noel.
Okay, let me pause there. Hey Gail, hey Brave, hey Michelle. You guys definitely hit the like button on your way in. And if you're new, please subscribe. So I know some people are like, why didn't they just say no, not go? Here's the thing. That is very true. And I can see both sides of this. And why can I see both sides of this? Because again, growing up out here in La La Land, I have seen the pressures of Hollywood and what it has done to a lot of people. Okay. We are talking about girls who are on a reality show. I don't know where they're from, but they see a once in a lifetime opportunity with a celebrity that is huge. Okay. These girls are already against all odds when it comes to their dancing, because you do not see ever really thicker girls, bigger girls getting picked to be background dancers for people. Okay. So you actually have a celebrity who's huge right now who wants to have big girls as dancers. The last time that happened, that was Monique. As far as her comedy was concerned, when she used to do the BET Awards, and remember, she used to do the dances. Like, other than that, no one has ever done it. So you get this opportunity, this once in a lifetime opportunity. You probably have never, like she said, she was new to this industry. I could definitely see how they felt like, if I say no, if I don't do this, if I don't give in, I will never be able to work in this industry again. Trust me, it happens all the time. My thing is, clearly Lizzo did not have them sign an NDA. Because the reason why I say I'm not surprised, y'all think Lizzo is the only one who done had these type of allegations and scandals? She's not. It's just that other people legally are covered, or other people are higher than Lizzo and their people are too scared to speak out. But the reality is, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I'm not surprised. And then as far as them saying that Lizzo is a bully, I can see that too. And here's my thing. Love Lizzo. Love what she represents, but we always see that what a celebrity or what an influencer represents in the public may not be who they truly are. I've always thought, as much as I love Lizzo, I respect her talent, I respect that finally we have a bigger girl out here doing her thing like this. I never thought she was as confident as she tried to portray herself to be. Never thought she was that confident. I'm sorry. And y'all can let me know if y'all agree, disagree. Just never thought she was that confident. Even with old videos of her, and again, yes, you can blossom and be confident, but she always seemed like she was very quiet, meek, definitely totally opposite of what we see now. And then it went to a point where it was like overboard with some of the stuff that she was doing. Just never thought she was that much of a confident girl. So can someone who maybe bullied growing up become the bully? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can someone big still fat shame someone? Hell yeah. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've even seen bigger people who say, I'm big, but I ain't that big. Like, we've seen it. We have definitely seen it. So none of the stuff that they're saying really shocks me. And again, the pressures of the industry, people who train to do this stuff for years, they're trained to be dancers, actors, whatever the case may be. When they finally get that opportunity and they can actually get paid well for something that they love to do, you will find a lot of people who will be quiet about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So I'm gonna continue, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that. But yeah, I could definitely see them keeping quiet, because this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Lizzo got millions of followers. You don't know where this could possibly lead. So I can see them being quiet. Now, of course, everybody is questioning when they came out is suspect, but at the same time, I could see them keeping quiet. A lot of people keep quiet. A lot of people. And some people will never come out because those celebrities and people like that got NDAs and you can't say anything. So I could definitely see it. Definitely see it. But we're going to continue on with this interview.
Ariana, Lizzo is obviously known for being a body image positive person, somebody who sort of just says you got to own who you are and be proud of it. But you've brought up an incident, you're alleging something that happened at the South by Southwest Music Festival that you claim contradicts this image that's been created around her. Tell us about it.
So actually, South by Southwest was mentioned at one of the end of tour parties, the end of the first leg of tour. Everyone was going around making their testimonials, and it was my turn. I wanted to speak up and say, hey, like, just thank you so much for like this great journey, because at the time it was a wonderful journey, for the most part, besides a couple snafus with management, and their like microaggressions. But other than that, like the journey, I had met amazing people and it was great. So I was saying my piece of saying thank you. And I was saying that before
let me pause that right there. Management and microaggressions. So again, who was really doing the microaggressions, the passive aggressive, talking about your weight? Who was really doing it? Was it Lizzo or was it management? And again, I understand that's her team, because that's another thing too. You can't do things with your employees that you can possibly do with your friends. I'm sorry. Those dancers are your employees. They're your employees. So if you're going to go to that type of club or whatever the case may be, your employees, and this, like you said, Coco, hard lesson to learn. Yeah, you just don't do it. You separate the business from the personal. And you know what I mean? I understand that a lot of celebrities go out, with their dancers or whatever, but you may just need to keep it PC in certain situations, because everyone's not going to be comfortable with what you like to do. And so that to me is another lesson in the situation. Don't bring your dancers to a night out on the freaky town known as the red light district in Amsterdam. It just, again, everybody may not feel comfortable about that. So, and Lizzo, how old is Lizzo? Is Lizzo even 30 yet? How old is she? I don't know, child.
I did this. I didn't really believe in myself, and that it was hard when I first started, but I actually did it, and I was proud of myself. And she was like, oh, yeah, I was worried about you at South by Southwest. And I was thinking to myself, like, why would she say that she was worried about me at South by Southwest? We were doing promo for the show in South by Southwest, and that was the first time I had physically shown up having gained weight in front of everybody to a Lizzo event, a Lizzo gig or whatever. So that was the only noticeable difference about me. Everything else about me was absolutely the same. My dancing ability was the same. My energy was the same. All of the girls can attest to that. But the only thing about me that was different was my weight. And I believe she was trying to allude to the fact that I was gaining weight in like a way that she wouldn't like get canceled. That makes sense. So it was never like you're fat, you're getting fired. It was never you're gaining too much weight, you're it was never blatant. It was very nuanced. And she stated in one of the meetings that we had, she was like, dancers get she was basically saying how grateful we should be that she knows our names and that she gives us the time of day. And then she was also saying that, you should be grateful because dancers get fired for gaining weight. And then
That's true. Sorry, that is true. That is the reality of the dancing world. That is true. Dancers, even the skinny ones, they can be a size 0. If they get up to a size 2, it is noticeable. That is so true, especially when you're on tour or you're constantly on the road, and your outfits, the measurements and all of that stuff, you need to stay within that range, like of your measurements for your costumes. This is the industry. Like that's what it is. So I have to be honest here. Skinny or big, if you get bigger, and sometimes even losing too much weight, they have an issue with too. Because again, you got to remember, they can't keep making outfits for you. You have to stay within that range, until the tour is over at least. So that's the harsh reality of this industry. Now, granted, the other stuff, But have I heard that? And you losing too much weight or gaining too much weight? Absolutely. And have people gotten fired over that? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of looked at me, and I don't know if she remembers if she looked at me, but it always felt like that. And then there was another instance when I was cornered into a room with just her and the choreographer, who I looked up to very, very much. So it was very intimidating, and they pulled me into a private meeting, and they wanted to know what was wrong with me, because they said I don't seem the same. All of these don't seem the same, and what's wrong with you? You know, something must be going on. We can see right through you. All these kind of things have been said to me in a way to like mask as a safe space, but really there was this underlying air of like, why are you bigger?
Right.
That's what it felt like.
So let me ask Crystal. You know, a lot of people are going to hear these accusations and be shocked precisely because of what Ed said. Lizzo is known for body positivity. Crystal, I want to ask you, you know, why did you want to work with Lizzo? And you know that some of her fans are going to say, well, you didn't say anything about this experience until after you were fired. So how do you respond to them?
I know for me and Ari's case in particular, our first time even being introduced to her was through the show. So of course, before meeting her, we had this idea of her, and everybody knows her message and her brand and what she stands for when it comes to body positivity, equality for different races, for different genders, and things of that nature. So, of course, with me being a plus-size Black woman in America, I did identify with a lot of the things that she stood for. And, of course, I love to dance. That's what I'm passionate about. So whenever the opportunity came for me to get the chance to work with her, that seemed like like my absolute dream job, to which I ended up booking. So we kind of had like this high start, and then over time, as reality kind of sets in and you're seeing that everything isn't the way that it seems, that there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, your ideas of things quickly start to shift, and especially with this being like our first professional job, our first tour, we're literally learning everything as we go. And of course, everybody knows that kind of like in Hollywood and in the industry, things that happen don't necessarily get talked about as often. They kind of get swept under the rug. So it was just a lot to process up until things kind of spiraled out of control.
Crystal, you know, there's an old expression, don't meet your heroes because they might disappoint you. I mean, is this just maybe a case of you had perceptions of what you thought this would be and it turned out to be different because she, like many other performers, has, you know, a different personality off stage? I mean, would an apology in this suffice, or does it really have to become a legal matter?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think it's one of those things where it's not just like this is an artist and you admire them for their talent. That while that was, you know, a part of the reason, there's also the other side of everything that she stands for as an artist is a big reason as to why I think people stand behind her as much as they do. And to me, I just couldn't sit with the fact that this was happening behind the scenes, and this is a big part of her fan base, but she's kind of contradicting everything that she stands for behind the scenes.
Ladies,
welcome to the industry. Look, this is why consistently people need to stop looking at these celebrities as if they are perfect, as if they are untouchable. Lizzo is a brand. These celebrities are brands. They're a business. They have to, when they come into the industry, they have a brand that they represent. That does not mean that's who they are consistently in 24/7 or if that's who they are, period. They are a brand. So the reality is that this is why I say millions of followers doesn't mean anything. What they represent for purposes of business doesn't mean that's who they are. And this is what we're apparently seeing. Yes, she's about body positivity. She's about all of this stuff. That does not mean that's who Lizzo is behind closed doors. So again, I mean, we have seen this time and time again, but people truly get into that sheep mentality where once they get a favorite celebrity, that favorite celebrity can do no wrong until they see behind closed doors. I'm curious to know, these are just a couple things. Here's the thing. I don't know what's true, what's not true. Right now, I'm in the middle. I am hoping, that this gets resolved. Lizzo put out a statement. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to assume Lizzo publicist put out a statement for Lizzo and it posted on IG. They posted it on IG. This is a shit show. I mean, that's just what it is. I don't know how this is going to end. Maybe in a settlement. I don't know. But what I do know is that I want to know how many were at that Amsterdam night on the town. I want to know how many. I really want to know how many and why only certain people are willing to come out. And it seems like the certain people who are willing to come out are the ones who got fired or they resigned. And another thing is that one of the girls was talking about how, they kept asking her if she's okay, if something is wrong, but she said the underlying issue was the fact that she got bigger. That could be the case, but it also could be that you're claiming that you had someone who was like cult-like religious, and you also had other stuff going on that you claim you didn't want to do. So it could be that your whole vibe did change. You know what I mean? Like, it could be that your whole vibe did change. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is, am I shocked? No. I just want to know why Lizzo? Why Lizzo? Why is Lizzo getting all of these allegations? I just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's why I said, is it just her time? Because you all know to a certain extent, a lot of these celebrities, once they reach a certain height, all of a sudden a scandal comes out of some sort. So I'm just like, why Lizzo? So, and maybe I'm just too much in my conspiracy bag right now, but I don't know. We need to stop idolizing these celebrities. Also, if we really knew who these celebrities were, certain people. Exactly, Veronica. But people literally get into sheep mode with celebrities, with YouTubers, with a little bit of everyone. Like, everybody wants someone that they want to follow. And it's just like, you don't even know who you following and what they represent. Really. Child, we need to understand no one is perfect in life. Money don't make it. Exactly. It sure don't. More will come out. Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't be shocked if more other people speak out too, besides these three girls. If any of it is true, I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, it could. Because here's the sad thing about it, and it sucks. It really sucks that even if an allegation isn't true, the allegation in itself could ruin someone's career. And that is what's so messed up about it. Like, that's so messed up that even an allegation, even a lawsuit, and it may not necessarily be true, it may not be true at all, can still ruin someone's career. And that's sad. Yeah, they're mentioning management. They are mentioning man. That's why I said, is it management or is it Lizzo? And granted, that is Lizzo's management. I mean, it's her management. So, those are her employees. But I didn't hear a lot of Lizzo talking besides the Amsterdam night. And she was trying to say in a passive aggressive way, Lizzo was calling her big and kept looking at her, or whatever the case may be, and saying that, I guess she said, Lizzo said, dancers typically get fired when they get bigger. And that's true. That's even true for the skinny ones. You have to stay a certain weight, especially when you're on tour. They're not going to make different costumes for you if you go up and down. They'll do that for the celebrity. They'll do that for the star in the situation. I'm sure Lizzo has had to get, costume changes and stuff like that, but not for the background dancers and the background singers and stuff. You need to stay within a certain weight. It sounds horrible, but that's just what it is. It's still business. And if you're going to cost them more money than they want to actually pay for, like they will let you go and get another dancer who's going to make sure they're going to stay on top of their game and stay within a certain weight so they're not going up and down on their weight. That is just a harsh reality. It really is. But I'm going to put the link down here. How do I feel about it? I'm going to sit back and wait. No judgment. I just gave my opinion on what I know, especially as being a dancer growing up and being a thick dancer growing up. It's not an easy road. It's not an easy road. Granted, Lizzo has given opportunities now where you can have more girls aspiring to be, bigger girls and still be dancers, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easier. It's not going to be easier. And again, Lizzo is the star. She can go up and down on her weight because people are there to see Lizzo, but the dancers, yeah, it's totally different. So the link is down there. I know a couple of you definitely had your opinions on the situation. We can definitely talk about it, but yeah, it's a mess. I wanted to sit back and wait even longer to talk about this, but once Lizzo came out with her statement, which her statement really didn't say anything, in my opinion. What did you guys think about that statement? Like, what did you think about that statement? I just felt like it was a lot of nothing. Her saying that people are using her sexuality and being so free. I don't know. It just seemed like I was like, okay, this is the statement y'all came up with. Okay. Like, I don't know if she was better off just not saying anything. I don't know what your take is, but let's see. Hey, Nene.
Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can kind of hear you. You got something in the background though going on.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Get somewhere quieter because I'm sleeping while I'm at my second job. Um, is this better?
Yeah, that's better. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think there are several things can be true at once.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that Lizzo may be a little bit of a bully? Yeah. Could she have made a hostile work environment? Yeah. But do I think that the incidents that I've heard warrant like sexual harassment? No, I don't. I think sometimes people, like, if she's really out there and outgoing and she's used to kicking it a certain type of way, sometimes you have to tell people and really be able to speak up for yourself and say, like, I'm uncomfortable. Because people don't always know. So I'm wondering if there was ever a conversation where you become an adult and just be like, hey, I know that that's what y'all are into. I'm not comfortable doing that. I really don't see where it would have been that big of a deal. Yeah, maybe you would have felt like you lost the opportunity, but sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. Like if you're in an uncomfortable situation, sometimes if you honestly let somebody know, it can make it a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think anything that's come out is worth her getting canceled, but I do feel like Lizzo already had a target on her back. So I think the scrutiny on her is going to be a little bit different as opposed to if it was somebody like Beyonce.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and again, here's here's the thing though. I will say when it comes to those girls, I do agree with you when you say at a certain point you have to defend yourself. If you're uncomfortable, then say that. But at the same time, the way that this industry works, I can see how they could fear standing up for themselves. I do. Because at the end of the day, you have people who desperately want to get those opportunities and they finally get it, and they don't want a situation like that to be the reason why they're let go and not get an opportunity again. Like how many like these dancers realistically, how many other opportunities are they going to get to be background dancers for other celebrities? Lizzo is the only one who has big girls as her dancers. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like I agree, but again, we're also older. So I think to a certain extent, but again, in this industry and especially with so many people, their desperate need for wanting to be in the industry and wanting to be seen and wanting to be accepted, I could totally see how someone would keep quiet about,
But
you know, certain things.
unfortunately, I think that's in any industry, though. I think we've all been put
That's
in
true.
situations with jobs that, like, you're like, sometimes you swallow stuff that you don't want to have to swallow, and you have to make a decision.
Right.
Is it worth me to stay here, the end result, or should I leave? I mean, that's unfortunately that's a part of life. You either my grandma always told me you teach people how to treat you. Now to me, if you are treating me a certain type of way and it's causing me discomfort, then I have to make a decision. Is what I want worth me staying here and being uncomfortable, or is it worth me to walk away or say something? Because yeah, you can go two ways. They can retaliate against you for you speaking up for yourself, or maybe the behavior can change, but you don't know unless you say something. So,
Absolutely.
like I just said, we are older. I'm never gonna get you to, fame or whatever. But I would be honest. I don't know if I had millions of dollars, millions of fans. I probably would be
Meaning
that nice.
you kind of going in and out.
This better.
Yeah, a
Okay,
little
I'm
bit
in
better. Go ahead.
walking. I mean, I don't know how nice I would be if I had a lot of money. I'm just nice now because I'm poor. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's that's why I say we do not know these celebrities. We don't really know how they are. I'm sure there are a lot of stories. If there was no NDAs involved and people felt like they could talk freely without consequences, I am sure we would hear a lot of stories about a lot of celebrities. A lot of celebrities. You know,
Somebody dropped the ball with Lizzo's camp though, for them not to have NDAs. I think she was a little too trusting because
yeah,
I
because I'm like, all of them have NDAs, especially when they on tour. All of them now do NDAs. That's why I'm like, did they have NDAs or these girls? Is there a clause like? Because usually, even if they get fired, that NDA still stands. So I'm thinking like, are they willing to break the NDA because of what happened, or they didn't have NDAs? And if they didn't have NDAs, definitely someone dropped the ball, and maybe
because I'm
someone dropped the ball on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
because I'm like, there's no way something like this wouldn't come out about somebody like a Beyonce or Janet Jackson. Their tours are grueling. Like I know that their dancers are like, have strict guidelines. They can't gain weight and extreme restrictions. So I yeah, she needs to tighten up her camp and maybe not be so friendly and do
Right.
certain activities with people that are not really her friends or trusted
Exactly.
confidants. Because it's like you don't know if if they were getting converted to Christianity or getting turned out because it's just a little bit of everything. Then it was some racism thrown in, and I'm like, huh? So it's a
Right.
lot going on. It's
Right.
a lot
This
going
this
on.
is a hard lesson for her. This is a hard lesson for her on how you need to separate. You need to separate your friends from your employees. And you also like if I'm hoping, well, here's the thing. If it's true, gosh, if all of this stuff is true, as far as everything. Now, as far as the weight situation, in my opinion, that is normal. Well, not in my opinion. I know that to be normal because I used to be a damn dancer. You can't gain weight when you on tour and stuff like that. You just can't do it. But the other stuff, I mean, she can probably still come back from it. I just this cancel culture. I don't know if they would cancel her. I just know that if she does get through it, she need to tighten up everything at that point. Everything, like her team, all of that stuff. Which means that she can't be as friendly. Like she can't. Like I'm like I would never go with my employees. That's just like even in the corporate world. You typically, most managers and VPs and stuff, they don't go to the bar with their employees. Some do, but it ain't a good idea. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't go to a strip club with your employees. So yeah, she definitely
Yeah.
needs to tighten up for sure.
I'm just hoping that she's given the opportunity that other celebrities would get because I feel like a lot of people have been gunning for her anyway. So this was just a perfect opportunity to knock her off her high horse. I
Yeah,
think. I,
yeah. Because it's like, why her? Why her? And you know what I mean? And again, it could be her weight. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the colorism, the weight, all of that stuff. It could be the reason, but I'm just like, why her? Because we, even if we just go around the rumor mill of this industry, I know y'all watch YouTube videos and you know you guys see stuff on social media just like I do. It's so many rumors about scandals and stuff like that about certain celebrities. Why Lizzo? Why Lizzo? Especially when you really think about it, all she does is talk about positivity, enjoying and loving who you are, your body, and always seem like she's about having fun. Why her? That's what I
All
was
of the
just,
yeah, because of everything you just named, because she has such a positive image that she puts out
mm-hmm.
there. So it's like, oh well, watch this. This is not, people want to believe the bad about people. People, like like I said, I'm sure that she isn't always pleasant, but which one of no one is. Like you can talk to 20 people, everybody gonna have a different opinion about you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right,
not saying she's innocent, but I'm not willing to just be like, she's canceled. I
right.
mean, there's nothing now. If I'm hearing something like these girls are getting drugged and stuff like that, yeah, I'm gonna take a deeper look into it. But nothing, in my opinion, is like unforgivable or she can't come back from it. I think she needs to grow. I think she needs to learn. And I think she needs to tighten up on the business aspect. Um, but I
Now,
hope she
unless
can.
some more, like you said, if some more stuff come out, you know what I mean, then it's like, okay. So I guess at this point it is a waiting game for us. But from what we've heard so far, again, and what do you think about the team, the dance captain? How is she like crazy strict religious, and then you have Lizzo who seems so free when it comes to her sexuality? How does that even add up on and constantly being on tour together?
To me, that's what makes me question a lot because I just feel like they were throwing stuff out there, seeing what would stick. Because I just don't see how Lizzo, a person that wears her butt out at basketball games, has someone that's uber religious in her camp.
Right.
That just doesn't sound like you can have friends, or maybe I feel like maybe the dancer that lady is religious, or she has a background in God. And some people are offended whenever you speak about God. It could have been very generic conversations, and she sort of released, and sometimes that makes people, um, uncomfortable. Like the younger people are a lot more sensitive, or it's either you're all in or you're not. So I just don't believe that they were getting Bible scriptures thrown down their throats after twerking for 2 hours on the stage. It doesn't make
Hey,
sense. Like,
but you know what though, it's weird to me, but at the same time, that we got a lot of people who go to church all the time and with them Bible scriptures, but we know when they leave that church, they do some stuff that is like not that's not of God. So you got people out there like that. I just find it weird that because Lizzo seems so free, she would even want this dance captain. She would even want her for her tour.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it. She probably was preaching or giving her thoughts, but I don't think it was to that extent. I just don't feel like Lizzo would even want to hear that. Well, maybe she was just doing it to the dancers.
To
Who
the
knows?
dancers.
But
But still teaching them twerking moves though.
right, bend over this way.
Right, right. So that's why I was just like, that's weird. I'm like, you talking about scripture, and then next thing you know, you teaching them how to twerk and bounce their butt up and down in the air. Like, okay. So yeah, so it's definitely, but again, it's a waiting game. I'm in the middle. Like I said, I respect Lizzo and her talent. I think she is actually a natural talent. The girl is a musician. She writes her own lyrics. Like, so she has talent. And it's not that fake talent. She ain't claiming she, writing songs and she ain't really writing them. Like she has skills. But child, it's look, I don't know what it is about us right now, but my women, my sisters, like it's like we
Yeah,
either taking an L or what I'm saying, it's just too much going on right now. And I just hope that we can get back to hearing good news, like great news, because right now it's not looking good. And
yeah.
Lizzo, unfortunately, um It came out of nowhere with her, out of nowhere.
I was like, what? When it broke, I was like, oh no, not you too, Lizzo, please.
Right.
Because I was a fan of hers when she wasn't, before she became popular. And I kind of hate that she became popular because her music kind of changed.
Change. Yes,
And,
it did. Yes, it did.
I loved her first few
Because she's a
albums.
brand now, and that's the unfortunate thing about the industry, is that the bigger you become, it's less about the artistry to a certain extent, and it's more about what's just going to sell, what the business is, and what's going to keep the machine going. And so yeah, because I definitely liked her in the beginning, and her music and everything seemed very, very authentic, and now it just seems like, all of it is about the machine and the brand. And child, someone is trying to take this brand down like literally. So yeah, this is crazy, Nene. So what do you think the end result's gonna be? You think that she's just gonna settle behind closed doors and just leave this alone, or you think she's gonna be willing to take it to court?
I would say settle. I think she's going to settle. If she's smart, she would. Don't get add more fuel to the flames. Because as you see, more and more people are starting to come out. Like the director. And it's just like, they're just going to keep piling on.
Yeah,
Then somebody gonna come from high school. Oh well, when she was in high school, she called me. Just it's not worth it.
yeah.
To me, her star is so bright, it wouldn't be worth it to drag it out any further.
But do you think settling could make it where they're like, okay, that means she's guilty, and then she's gonna lose a lot of her fan base? What do you think about that?
I think I feel like her real fans and the people who want to rock with her are gonna rock with her, just
No
like
rock
with
with
Janet
her, yeah.
Jackson. Because they did my girl Janet wrong. They
Right.
did her
With
wrong.
the Super Bowl, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they
But
did my
again,
girl.
she took a huge hit. That just shows you how the public, like media and everything, how they can truly alters people's opinions about certain celebrities or certain people, because she took a hit. She took a hit for years. Even her albums, like for like that album that came out around that time and the album after that, like she took a hit simply by what happened, and literally the fact that she had already apologized once, but she was like, I ain't gonna keep apologizing for this accident. She took a hit for a minute. So again,
And Anita Joe was a great album, but
right,
people missed out. They
right,
missed out.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes that public perception and how whoever the powers may be want people, how they want the public to perceive you, it can happen. It can
And I
happen. So,
think that's really what it's going to come down to. It depends on what the industry feels like they can get out of her. Is it worth
right,
it to spend it to keep her where she is, or are they done with her? Have they had enough? So
right,
only time
right.
will tell. But again, just like with Janet, her true fans gonna be there, and she may just be on a smaller scale. But you know,
But she's also a Jackson, and that name is always gonna be like Janet had easily had already 30 plus years in the game beforehand. So
yeah,
Lizzo doesn't have that. She hasn't even been here 10 years in the game yet. So Janet had that longevity to have that complete loyal fan base. In my opinion, in this generation now, in this social media world, people are so fickle. One minute they love you, the next minute they hate you, and they'll dispose of you. Only certain people can keep a certain fan base, and even with their fan base, they not even selling albums and stuff, even with that fan base. You see what I mean? So it's like it's so fickle at this point that, you know Janet came from another era where loyalty was everything, and you literally had to go out and stand in line to get concert tickets, or go out and stand in line to get albums and stuff like that. Now, today, of a button, you can either delete someone from your life or buy a ticket. Like, it's a microwave world that we live in. So this could really go either way for Lizzo. She could either get a lot of backlash and a lot of people turn against her, or hopefully, depending on, like you said, the industry and what they want to do, this could take her to the next level. But
Lizzo might have to lose weight. She may have to lose weight and change her image to get this back in her.
oh, you think that's the lose weight moment? Ah,
Yep.
that may be. That may be, Nene. You may have a point. We may see her lose about 80 to 100 pounds all of
Yep.
a sudden.
And I'm giving you that advice free, Lizzo. If everything else don't work, drop some weight, and that'll be your new spin. Come out and have a whole new image. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I hope nothing worse comes out, but
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Hey Tiff, hey brother. Yeah, we're gonna have to see on that. So yeah, but I appreciate you calling up and definitely
mm,
giving your opinion on this. It's out of control right now, but truly it's a waiting game. So I'm gonna sit back and see. And that's another thing too. Okay, that's a good point. Is she gonna keep her endorsements? My guess, hell no. They about to drop her. I've seen
drop.
people get
Okay.
dropped for much less.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think them endorsements are gonna go bye-bye. Now, who is she endorsed by? Anybody know? And that's another thing too. She's about to come out with her second season of Watch Out for the Big Girls, right? Is that
Yeah,
gonna
she better
continue?
watch out for the big girls because they suing her. So she
You're like,
leaving her.
she may not that show that she got Emmys on, they may cancel that. They may start canceling. Like, we gotta see how this plays out. But those and whatever endorsement she has is gone. Now I know she has her own not fitness, but what is it? What line does she have? Like a fit body line or something like that. That's her own business, apparently. Because I don't think it's like through a major brand,
Yeah,
but
she has like a shapewear
yeah,
line,
footwear
and
line. But it's not through like someone major, right? I don't think it
I think
is.
it's through Fabletics or something like that. I
Oh,
think
they
it
may
is.
drop her. They may drop her. So if it's
I
through
just
some major, it's possible. It's
I just hope
possible.
that what she represents, like the opportunity, is going to affect a lot of other women who look like her. I think that's what's so
Yes.
sad about it
Yes.
because she did the impossible. She didn't have to. She became a huge celebrity, and she didn't have to go up there and be covered up or not. They put big girls in the box. They don't really let
Right.
them do stuff. So she did something, and I hope that whatever comes out with her, it doesn't prevent the next girl from being able to go and do her thing.
And then now they're saying allegedly that on Beyonce's tour, she like purposely did not say her name. Now I don't know how true that is. Some people are saying also Erica Badu threw shade at Beyonce. So apparently their names are like right behind each other. So maybe that's why she didn't say it. But people are alleging that once the scandal came out, Beyonce stopped saying her name when they actually did that part, I guess the remix of one of her songs. So that in itself is going to cause even more of a scandal because they're like, is Beyonce, separating herself from Lizzo? And it's just like, whew, like, and Lizzo love her some Beyonce. So, this is getting crazy. But we're gonna have to just see. In the next couple of weeks, we're gonna see if it's gonna go up and it's stuck, or we're not gonna hear about it anymore. And if we don't hear about it anymore, then we clearly know some things got settled and they're moving on. But if it continues, more stuff comes out, then we know where we're going with this, and it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, well, thanks for another interesting live. I was
Yes,
hoping you
yes,
covered this.
yes. Thank you so much for calling in, Nene. I appreciate you as always. So we gonna see, child. Hopefully we don't have to do another live on this, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I told you, listen, speaking of celebrities that are mean, like I told you, if Anita Baker can still have fans, I love Miss Anita. She did my boy Babyface wrong. If you have an opportunity to see Babyface live, oh my gosh,
Yeah, you told me. I'm
please
gonna have to
go.
check it out.
When I say Babyface gets in his bag when he tours, oh my goodness. Every love song you can think that you liked in the 90s and early 2000s, he wrote it and he's going to perform it and sound good singing it. Oh my goodness. It was
Well,
amazing.
Babyface catalog is bigger than Anita. I love Anita. I love Anita. But when it comes to producing and even his own catalog of his own stuff, yeah, like Babyface compared to Anita, he definitely has a bigger catalog. He does. So I'm gonna have to check it out though and see if he's gonna be on tour out here. I know Anita's gonna be here around like Christmas time or something like that. But child, I'm gonna have to see. I love her, but from my understanding, she ain't hitting it like she used to the way she was in the 80s and 90s. So we'll see, child.
All right.
With that
Well,
being said, have a wonderful evening.
you too. Bye.
Bye. Now, here's the thing, brother. You said Tiffany Haddish. Have we seen Tiffany Haddish be in anything since that drama happened? Because I don't think I've seen her. But then again, I wasn't that big of a Haddish fan from the beginning to know. But since that scandal that happened with that other what's his name? Aries Spears or something like that. Since that came out, has she been in anything? Yeah, nope, right? Yeah, you'd be surprised, Latina, though. A lot of these celebrities that people think is so sweet and nice be mean like that. They be mean like that. Yuli said nope. But what is she working on, bro? Like, what is she working on? I haven't seen anything. I haven't even seen if there's now, granted, of course, we're in a strike. So of course no one can even publicize the things that they're doing. But as far as the SAG strike for the actors that Tiffany is in, that just only happened 2 weeks ago. So before that, she was able to promote certain things. I haven't heard her promote or be in anything or anything come out that she's, coming out with something soon. Nope, just Common talking. Oh gosh, Common talking mess. I don't know if Common can really say anything. I'm sorry, but Common has been with a plethora of women in this industry, and the common denominator is him. I'm just saying. Okay, so Tiffany is doing what, comedy shows, right? She can definitely still do her comedy shows, but has she been in any? Has she booked any big Hollywood blockbuster movies or TV shows that she was once doing before that scandal? Has she been doing that? Okay, so she still has shows and film projects. See, again, you got to tell me about that stuff, brother, because I definitely don't know. I don't really follow Tiffany Haddish like that. I don't even think, I don't follow Tiffany Haddish. Um, my personal opinion, she's not my cup of tea. I'll watch her and stuff, like in Girls Trip, but yeah. Yeah, Common, honey. Right. Yeah, because I'm like, Common done been with a little bit of everyone in this industry. Like, he's been with Serena. Wasn't he at one point rumored to be with Jennifer Hudson, Tiffany Haddish, Taraji P. Henson? Hasn't he been allegedly with all of them at one point? All of them. Girls Trip 2 become okay. So maybe she is. But again, a lot of times they will actually already have this stuff filmed. So, and how long ago was this Aries Spears Tiffany Haddish stuff? Then she came out defending Jonathan, what's his name, Majors, not too long ago, because I remember I did a video on that. She came out defending him. So I don't know, child. I don't know. Tiffany Haddish, because I remember before all of this, we constantly heard her, especially with Kevin Hart. She had stuff constantly coming out. Right. Oh, so he's currently with Jennifer Hudson. Ah, okay. One thing about Common, though, I can see how he can get him, because Common is a beautiful man. He don't age. I think that man is well in his 50s and he don't look like it. He's definitely a beautiful man. But anywho, with that being said, you guys, they put him with famous actors. Why is that? I keep hearing Common actors say some strange things about him. So I just know he can't keep them. That's what I do know. He can't keep them. So that's the thing. Beautiful man, but yeah, he cannot keep them. He either leave them or they leave, him. But yeah, I don't know. He cannot keep a woman to save his life. But yeah, you guys. So at this point, I just wanted to kind of give my opinion on it. I feel like somewhere in the middle is the truth in all of this. I don't know. And I'm not going to take sides in this situation. I just hope that the real truth comes out, or if the truth is already out, then it gets handled as it needs to be handled. But I just wanted to say that I'm not, to a certain extent, I'm not surprised, because it just always happens when people get to a certain level in their career. Rarely do you find people in this industry that don't have a scandal on them. You know what I'm saying? Rarely. And, it's a sad situation, but this is the industry. The industry, y'all done heard the scandals. Yes, there's HR and stuff like that, but this is the industry. And there's just certain things that you can't get around to a certain extent. There's certain things that definitely need to be addressed constantly, but as far as them talking about the fat shaming and them gaining weight and stuff, sorry babes, I hate to break it to you, but the skinny dancers go through that too. The skinny dancers go through that too. You cannot go up and down, especially when you're on tour, especially when you have photo shoots, especially when you have to get into the same costumes every single night. That's just the way it is. This industry is harsh as hell. This is a rejection industry. So, there's certain things though I don't believe in as far as you having tough skin. There's certain things that are just flat out wrong. But when it comes to the weight, child, that's this industry. That's just what it is. I don't think he wants to, Latina. I'm sitting quiet. Yeah, exactly, brother. I think everyone in the industry is crazy. A lot of people would agree with you. A lot of people, we know the same way you get it is the same way it's taken away. What you talking about, Wanda? What you talking about? I think the ones that make it is bought and paid. Latina, child, look, here we go with the industry stuff, honey, because y'all know on YouTube especially, there are so many conspiracy channels about the industry. So yeah, Janet only has male dancers now. She's smart. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, yes. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Just make sure you guys don't forget to hit the like button, share the live, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Latina. I'm already know where you was going with that, huh? I already know. But yeah, we just gonna have to sit back and wait. We may have to do another live to do an update on this, but I would prefer to try to get more information instead of coming out with something every time something drops, just because we can really engage when we just have more information. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks where this is going to go. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys so much for the support. Love you guys. And I will see you on my next video or my live. Toodles.